single-file restart as we get underway, and Yanni leads for Switzerland. Lotival second for France, quite a long way back. Then it's New Zealand, and they start basically in formation here, and surely I don't think anyone's going to be quite close enough to attack on the run to the first corner.
No, and the only one in the top four didn't use power boost is Portugal. Switzerland and France have only got 2 shots left. New Zealand's got 3 shots left. So Switzerland and France had already used power boost at the start of the original event.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Malaysia trying to make a move on South Africa, didn't manage it. There is Fares Fawzi. He's sitting currently in 10th position. So on board with Fares Fawzi, looking to try and pick up a couple of places early on in this race. He's chased by Monaco. Australia's not far behind. There's the British guy. It's been pushed back into the pit, and they're going to try and solve the problem. They may send him out. You can still get a point for fastest lap, and of course they also want to check the car's in good shape for the feature race.
The point of the bonus, checking the car, making sure the issue that's taking GBR out of this event, that's the pressing issue that they've got to resolve.
Dutch car running in 8th place behind Mexico. David Garza running in 7th, looking for their first points of the season here, Team Mexico. But here comes Jeroen Bleekemolen trying to go around the outside into turn 9. He's done it before there. Has he completed it? Yes, he has.
And David Garza did try to squeeze him, but eventually had to concede. And also now Adrian Zaug for South Africa. But no, David Garza closes the door on South Africa and said, I've given up 1 position on this lap. I'm not going to give up 2.
I thought a front wing was going to go flying then, but Adrian Zaug managed to just about get out of it. But great move from Jeroen Bleekemolen to get past. Now Fares Fawzi on the attack, trying to get past Adrian Zaug. Both of them feeling they could get past Mexico, given half a chance.
But Fares Fawzi's got to keep an eye on his mirrors, because right behind Livio Piccioni is trying to get past.
On power boost, some of these guys trying to use the extra power, and South Africa's going down the inside into the hairpin, down into turn 15, but he's brake too late. Malaysia takes both of them. Fares Fawzi gets past both cars.
Well, David Garza suddenly leapt to the right as the South Africa car came down the inside. Fares Fawzi read it perfectly, took the advantage, and has moved himself up into 8th place and in the points.
He's in the points, but he's under attack here. John Adrian Zaug's trying to get him back round the outside into turn 1. Still wheel to wheel here, but Malaysia just holds the line, and I think contact out, trying to go for it.
The Michael Ammermuller pass.
Yeah, absolutely, the Ammermuller move from last year.
Look, Garza comes past. Broken, yes.
Puncture on the left rear of Fares Fawzi.
You told me these drivers had a briefing this morning about driving standards. Well, I don't know what brain they had engaged. It certainly isn't the race one.
Oh, what a shame for Malaysia. And they will be fuming with that one. It was a big battle going into turns 1 and 2. Monaco, meanwhile, they've lost ground and trying to get it back again. They got caught out somewhere along the line.
Well, Monaco actually were running directly behind Malaysia, positioned to try and do what Fares Fawzi did, coming onto the pit straight, but obviously got wrong-footed somewhere. As you see, again, one wheel literally cocked in the air. Now here, a no chance manoeuvre. Adrian Zaug should know you can't dive down into turn 2 and take position. We saw that happen last year on 3 occasions with Germany, and if the point wasn't made then, clearly it's made now.
Our cone camera picked that one up brilliantly, didn't it?
Absolutely, on the button.
Well, as you say, John, it's the Ammermuller line. He did it 3 times, if you remember, last year, and got some pretty big penalties as a result. The fans down in front of us here in the commentary booth, well, they're actually, I can't quite believe, they've got smiles on their faces. They can't quite believe what's happened, I don't think. They're still almost laughing about it, but that might turn to anger when they've sort of fully realised what's gone on. But meanwhile, we've still got a race going on, and it's Switzerland currently leading from France. And
look at the back of the field.
Yeah, little
Garza have been squeezed out.
Lebanon trying to move up the order here, of course. Daniel Morad, who qualified very well for the feature race, but didn't qualify particularly well for this one. And Mexico gradually dropping back down the order in this race, not turning according to plan for David Garza on board in Monaco.
Yeah, he got really shuffled out in turn 15. Watch Livio Piccioni tries to get up alongside. Can he get alongside?
Yep, he got past Hermanto, he got past Satri Hermanto, but now he's trying to get past Mexico's David Garza, who does seem to be struggling. Makes me wonder if there's some damage on that car. There was a little bit of contact, so that maybe there's some damage there. But Monaco's now got past Indonesia, although Indonesia trying to come back. Satri Hermanto moving around. Livio Piccioni has to go defensive.
Yes, he does. Takes the inside line going into turn 4. Probably has an effect on his exit speed, but Satri Hermanto, who sort of gave up the position into turn 1 relatively easily, then sort of got a rush of blood to the head. Let's look again. Coming up into turn 1. Watch the Monaco car. 4th of these cars pulls out to the right, gets alongside. Hermanto's got to pull a little bit to the left to avoid contact, and then he sort of I've decided I don't want to give up my position to Monaco. I want to be 13th.
No, that's right, it was slightly odd, wasn't it? Didn't really fight it there, but then he came fighting on the exit of the corner. Livio Piccioni, though, has taken the place, and that means that Monaco is now up in 13th. So to a big round of applause and a cheer from the fans. Fares Fawzi's on his way again. They've changed the rear tyre on that car, and he's en route once more, but he'll have to do another pit stop because that was outside the pit window, of course. So real frustration, an extra pit stop for them.
On their 4th lap, so when will the pit stop window be open? Who's going to be the brave one to dive in for the first time as Fares Fawzi leaves the pit lane?
Yeah, he comes out, Switzerland crosses the line, so the gap between Switzerland, they come out, yeah, you can see Malaysia ahead of the race leader. There's Switzerland coming up, 2.3 second advantage over France, New Zealand in 3rd, Portugal 4th, Italy 5th, no change up front there. Italy could be the one under pressure though, because Adam Carroll of Ireland is tucked in behind the Italian car, and in terms of actual performance in qualifying, well, Adam Carroll's capable of quicker laps than Eduardo Piscopo, but Italy used their power boost cleverly in qualifying to make sure they got ahead on the grid.
And strangely, Portugal have not used any of the available power boost to them at all, running in 4th place, just 1.7 seconds behind New Zealand. Fares Fawzi from Malaysia came in, replaced that damaged left rear tyre. He will have to make the mandatory stop. He couldn't put all 4 on because the pit stop window was not open.
So, race continues, just watching China down there. Mexico and Monaco now ahead of Mexico, managing to get past David Garza. So that's put Monaco up into 12th place now. But Livio Piccioni just trying to really pick up places that he lost early on in the various little incidents that were going on. And poor old Mexico definitely struggling with that car.
Let's look again. This is the overtaking manoeuvre. Comes up. David Garza gets alongside. Perfect overtaking manoeuvre. Did it well before the corner. Can take the line he wants into turn 1. David Garza came back, indicated he was going to try and make a move going up into turn 4, but the position had gone to Monaco. Fastest lap so far, by the way, gone still to Team Switzerland, 1:49.388. That extra point for Switzerland, if they can make it 10 plus 1, they'll be pretty happy.
They would be happy, and they would get their first win of the season. But the pit stop window is open, John, and it could all change on these pit stops. They need a very slick stop. Will he go for the early?
No, staying out.
Yeah, that's interesting. France comes in, but Switzerland stays out. France straight into the pit. So France are going to go for a bit of strategy and get the car in early and see if they can gain an edge from doing that.
New Zealand in as well.
Yeah, Portugal also. We're seeing quite a few cars coming straight into the pits here. Will this work to France's advantage?
Well, remember at Chengdu, Portugal actually stayed out much longer than others, and they actually benefited from doing so. And that was in Chengdu. What happens here? Well, we'll have to wait.
Now, Ireland are one of the quickest stopping crews, and remember, they're battling with Italy here, so that could be one of the ones to watch as well. France go to work. So Loic Duval coming in from 2nd. Ireland, usually very rapid on their pit stops. Can they get their car out ahead of the Italian machine? Here we go. We're going to find out. Yeah, it's Ireland getting away well ahead of Italy, or not are they? They're almost side by side coming down. France away well. New Zealand in front of France. New Zealand gained the place.
And they've just got to the position. Great pit stop, so New Zealand have taken an effect what is now 2nd place.
Great stop by the New Zealand crew. They were quickest, or no, 2nd quickest rather, in Chengdu. Ireland have gained the place from Italy. And Australia again. Another great stop by the Australian crew, who were fastest in Chengdu and were one of the quickest all last season. I'm sure they've gained some spots. Another fast stop. Lebanon en route 2 for Daniel Morad. And New Zealand's Earl Bamber gaining over France. And France would not be happy about that. Came in a fair bit ahead of New Zealand there.
Yeah, I mean, it was very close. 2 cars converging on the pit lane exit. The cars, of course, on the left-hand side of the, or coming down the pit lane, have got the right of way. But if you can get your nose ahead and pull into that and not endanger that car, then you can take the position away.
So Netherlands have not been in yet.
And hold on, New Zealand under investigation. Well, obviously the stewards weren't happy as Switzerland comes in now for its pit stop.
Now they come in now, Giuliani looking for a slick stop to get out ahead of New Zealand and France after this one. Quite careful to the line, he might have lost a few hundredths of a second there. You've got to really nail it to the line, but you've also got not to go too quickly, otherwise you'll break the speed limit. It's a balancing act for the drivers. The Dutch car comes through, still not having stopped. Interesting tactics from the Netherlands here, John. Your own Blekemolen has stayed out and he's putting in some quick laps at the moment.
Take advantage of, oh well, there's a Mexico, David Garza, so quick lap 1:49.7. That's the quick lap so far from the Netherlands. You're seeing a 1:49.3. Switzerland further in, that fastest lap to their advantage.
Right.
Can they get out ahead of New Zealand?
That's the big question. Switzerland's going down the pit lane now. as you see, and he's going to come out well ahead here, I think. Here comes Earl Bamford across the line, but the Swiss car's out of the pits, way ahead. Good stop by the Swiss crew. That's the sort of slick pit work that didn't always occur for them.